We were lied to about Zion Williamson's debut. You guys may be wondering what exactly this means, and I'll be sure to tell you everything that it means and entails in just a second. It started about 2 days ago. There were reports and speculation from a host on Sirius XM NBA that Zion would make his debut this Thursday. And naturally, of course, everybody was really excited. It was reported that the Pelicans will know a lot more after practice this week, but it sure sounds like we'll get the long-awaited NBA debut of Zion Williamson on Thursday versus the Utah Jazz. That's the plan anyway, per sources. Hands down, sources has to be one of the best words in NBA history, because the thing is, anybody can have them, especially if they remain anonymous. But I'm not saying that's the case with this report, because to say something like this, you have to have a pretty strong lead, or the backlash could be pretty big. He even doubled down, which isn't great, but I commend the effort for trying. Breaking Zion's debut would have been an amazing story to tell for generations, but in this situation, that would not be the case. Woj and Shams are the best to do it, and they're the best for a reason. Incredibly accurate and incredibly good. This video, we're going to be talking about Zion's actual NBA debut and the day that is occurring on. But before we go any further, be sure to subscribe and turn on notifications. You will not want to miss another GETLIKECOOP video. And that's facts. I'm trying to get to 200,000 subscribers so I can go full time and bring you guys daily content. So be sure to subscribe and turn on notifications. So with Zion's debut on the horizon, I'm starting to notice two things. One, we don't have a nickname for Zion. I want you guys to leave a nickname for Zion down in the comments below and what you think his rookie stats are going to be. But two, I'm starting to notice that the Ja Morant and Zion rivalry is starting to heat up. I know these guys are friends and really cool, and they played on each other's team, but I'm starting to notice that fans are starting to take a side because one player has been amazing so far. I might have to do a video on this, is what I'm saying. But with that being said, be sure to follow my IG, handle GETLIKECOOP. You guys will not want to miss another post. So today a Pelicans writer tweeted that David Griffin said this on the speculation of Zion's debut. A decision date was reached this morning. Anybody who was guessing before wasn't getting it from anyone who actually knew. So it's really frustrating. It felt very much like people throwing darts, trying to take a stab at it. David Griffin also said that Zion Williamson is benefiting from the Pelicans being slow and methodical with the process of returning. I really believe very strongly he is a radically improved physical version of himself in ways that frankly, we took the extra time to ensure. So for everybody that was mad that the debut took this long or is taking this long, you guys see the other side of things where the Pelicans are trying to be very patient with Zion, and they are making sure he is completely good to play before risking anything else. I myself had my doubts early in the process for the New Orleans Pelicans, but things keep looking better and better, and it seems they may have learned from mistakes that maybe other players or teams have made in the past. ESPN dropped an article on Zion returning, and one thing that stood out from this article was this quote: "Yesterday the work Zion did was as good as I've seen to this point, better than he was in the preseason. Griffin said we feel like he will be a bigger, better version of himself, a healthier version of himself going forward, but the timing has been difficult. I can't imagine a bigger, better version of Zion. It sounds absolutely ridiculous because you remember how good he was in the preseason." And David Griffin also said that the Pelicans didn't think about sitting him out for the full year for the simple fact that his injury wasn't as bad as some of the other players. You look at players like Blake Griffin, and they had much more serious things going on or injuries than Zion had. The Pelicans also will not do a hard minutes restriction. They will go on how Zion is playing and looking that night. With everything being said, Zion's debut is scheduled for January 22nd against the San Antonio Spurs, David Griffin says. Now, I'm incredibly excited as a Pelicans fan. This day could not come fast enough. I want to know what you guys expect for Zion's debut. Do you think he's going to be the beast that he was in the preseason, or do you think he may have a more humbling debut? My other video for his debut, you guys can use that as a reference point for this one, and how we were lied to. Be sure to click the video on the screen right now, guys. It's me going over Kyle Kuzma being traded and a Lakers coach saying it's happening soon. Be sure to subscribe. Noti's on. I'm GETLIKECOOP, and I'm out.